Welcome to the Center for Performing Arts. Please take a moment to locate your nearest emergency exit. Any unauthorized recording or photography of the performance is strictly prohibited. For more information about the Center for Performing Arts and our upcoming shows, please visit the website at pgcc.edu/arts or follow us on social media at PGCC_CP Arts Live. That's at PGCC_CP Arts Live. So, now that you connected to our social media, we ask you to kindly silence your cell phone and all other electronic devices, please. Thank you for supporting the arts at Prince George's Community College. Enjoy the performance.
Praise the Lord, everybody. Hi. Good evening to all and welcome to the Department of Nursing's Fall 2023 Pinning Ceremony. My name is Brittany Hayes and I have the distinct pleasure as serving as your mistress of ceremony for this historically and traditionally moment occasion. We are delighted that you are here to celebrate with your graduates.
Just a few house. We know we gotta have a few. As stated before, please is silent. Please make sure that we're gonna keep all aisles clear as our graduate nurses
Are going to get ready for sundown. And as well as picture taking, we know that you all are excited to capture this moment and create the memories, the TikTok, the Instagram stories. But we also have wonderful boards outside in our atrium with beautiful PGC backdrops and some more. So we also have those moments as well. So now that we have gotten that out of the way, please remain seated as we begin our graduate nursing procession.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Ooh, mountain, we gon' walk it out, and ooh, mountain, and thousand times again. Inspired thousand times again. The silence is quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Ooh, bow dance. Bring it to his feet. Ooh, ooh, I'll dance. And I'll rise like the dead. Thousand times again. Oh.
No crying, no crying. It's safe, okay? No crying. Right. Welcome, Board of Trustees, college administration, our guest speaker, Dr. Burrell, our staff, our family, our friends, especially our guest of honor, the graduating class of fall 2023. Now, graduates, take a moment, turn around. Look at all of your family and friends that have supported you through this endeavor. They stood by your side, made you an extra meal, gave you some love during the times we threw some temper tantrums. Now throw them, give them a hug, give them a kiss, send them some things, just saying thank you for being a part of this journey and that without you, you would not be here today. Y'all can take them around and each penny ceremony shares success with friends, with celebrating dedication. It is it's the universe of the pledge that takes for healthcare and a sign that they are now serving the traditional the tradition of the nursing pen and the ceremony pending after completion of this nursing program is thought to have originated in the 1860s at the Nightingale School of Nursing. In the United States, the first pen was presented with the graduate class of 1880 at the Bellevue Hospital of Nursing, New York City. By 1916, the practice of the penning new nurse was common throughout Georgia. While nurses do not always wear cap, white uniform, graduate nurses probably wear badge. It is a trust symbol of their association, everlasting bond with their nursing school, evidence of a rigorous, a physically demanding program. Now, if you have never really not know how hard. Now, you might have studying at all hours, 4 o'clock, crying, haven't really eaten, look at them, look so stressed, trying to pay bills by, but this person self. Now, here at PGCC, I did the region premier Center for innovation learning, community engagement, and strategic partnership that inspires career that they are all. The mission here at PGCC provides affordable, high quality learning experience that supports personal, professional, and develop for a diverse population, contribute to cultural vibrancy of our y'all are now we have our opening remark by the one and only graduate nurse, Miss Angie Gutierrez. Give it up, give it up, give it up.
My name is Iris. I am
Before I begin, I would like to ask that family and friends, the graduate class, applaud you for all your support throughout. Without you, our journey here would not be possible. You may find this hard to believe, but when writing, I found myself stumped and at a loss for words. This is partly because I wanted to write something witty, but abstract thought and I don't ever seem to be on the same page. So instead, let me take you through our journey of nursing boot camp, as storytelling does happen to be my forte. Picture this. It's spring of 2021, and we are all eager and excited to start our Zoom orientation. Most of us are seeing each other for the first time and are so excited to start receiving our uniforms and supplies. To think, we were even excited to be cleared for Castle Branch, a requirement for being able to attend clinical sites. Oh, how young and naive we were. We show up to our first clinical day with our crisp iron scrubs and impeccable white shoes, and are feeling again so excited to show off our shiny stethoscope and use fancy words like sphygmomanometer, AKA a blood pressure. Now, if you are in this room, you're also probably aware that the feeling of euphoria was relatively short-lived. In fact, at this point, many of you have since become our personal therapists and handkerchiefs to wipe our tears on. Our first exam rolled around, and most of us who were once used to being relatively good students discovered the secret world of nursing, wherein 80% is just barely passed. We were introduced to nursing exams where you should not read into the question unless it is implied that you should, where all the answers could be right, but don't forget to choose the answer that is most correct, where you should slow down and read what the question is not asked, and where you may sometimes have to choose the answer that is least wrong or choose which patient to care for first. But I assure you that we do in fact care for all of our patients. Slightly wounded from our first battle with fundamentals of nursing, we bravely marched into the new world of maternity and physiological integrity. Now, second semester came with its own set of surprises. If you know, you know. Our excitement reignited as we embarked on our first official experience in hospital settings. We were so excited to obtain some of our first sets of vital signs and mastered the art of head-to-toe assessment. Cranial nerve 2, pharmacology where, as Dr. McKee would say, if the drug works too good, what will you see? You all know how much Dr. McKee loves her medication and path. Oh, and don't get me started on postpartum and newborn assessment. If there is anything we can do, is how to massage the fundus and provide some good postpartum thanks to Dr. Wilson and Professor Matt. Is the uterus boggy? You better massage that fundus. And who can forget how nerve-wracking our second semester checkoffs were? We had to dig up old teddy bears and even use some of you to perform our assessments on. I believe I heard my husband a couple of times talking in his sleep, reciting how much a newborn should weigh. I think it's safe to say most of our loved ones have been equally traumatized through our experiences in nursing school. Now, maternity was definitely an uphill battle, even for those of us with fundi. Thankfully, our third semester professors anticipated wounded soldiers and dedicated themselves to rebuilding our skills and confidence. Professor Tedeschi and Dr. Swan challenged us and held us to meet expectations we did not think we were capable of, literally. Through tears and laughter, we began to catch up on truly understanding nursing interventions, medications, concept maps, and the complicated world of ATI. Need I say more? Both Professor Tedeschi and Dr. Swan deserve a shout out for dealing with our constant outrage every time a new assignment was posted. We also got an opportunity to dive into the pediatric population with Sergeant Haynes,
Professor Haynes and Professor Red. Thanks to these two amazing professors, we can skillfully palpate some fontanelle. Third semester left us feeling like we were on top of the world. Life made sense again. We were finally feeling like things were clicking together. We had all seen prior semester seniors, eyes sunken, restless and agitated, sometimes alert and oriented to only person and place. This would never be us, right? Little did we know most of us would soon be walking around, sleep deprived, almost always hangry, and on the constant borderline of moderate to severe anxiety. Our once sparkling white shoes had become slightly gray, and hygiene practices became questionable. Luckily, we had Professor Marcus to guide us through some deep breathing before each exam and helped us to learn to therapeutically communicate with one another to help meet our most basic needs of food, sleep, and comfort. Professor Kuogi helped identify the leaders in our class who could use their influence to create positive change in our learning environment. And I can't forget about Dr. Oshega. I can't forget about Dr. Oshega and the integral role she has played in each of our lives. Dr. Oshega encouraged us to focus some time on self-care, perhaps because of those hygiene practices I mentioned earlier. And spoiled us with special treats, which truly made us feel seen and cared. She taught us to critically think and demonstrated the nurses we should all hope to be one. Nursing school has been one of the hardest experiences for most of us, and yet I would do it again in a heartbeat, but prefer not. I would like to ask our graduate nurses to now turn to each other. For the past 2 years, these have been the shoulders we have been leaned on, the ears we have vented to, and the caregivers we have needed. These are the individuals that have broken out of their comfort zones, who have juggled the many roles of being mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, brothers, sisters, full-time employees, and friends. You all should recognize how special and unique. As individuals, you have successfully navigated through one of the most challenging career paths offered. You have demonstrated the ability to be compassionate when you've put aside your own worries to cater to those of us with excruciating imposter syndrome. You have demonstrated the ability to be leaders when you've taken the role of to ensure that we all walk across the stage. And you have shown how nurturing you are when you reminded one another to cut down on the energy. On my behalf, I would like to say thank you for being part of my journey. Thank you for being my first nurse, for assessing me when my level of consciousness has been altered, for teaching me about myself and the type of nurse I will become, and for being my friend. Through ups and downs, you all have become a part of me. Take one last deep breath. We did. That job.
I love you too. I don't know why they call me Sergeant Haynes. Anyways, back to the scheduled program. Thank you, Angie. Now it gives me great pleasure to invite Dr. Felicia Williams, the president of Prince George's Community College.
Thank you so much, Britt. Good afternoon. Welcome to the schedule. Nursing fitting. I am Dr. President, and it is fitting is such a time-honored, and it is so important pause in the busyness of today's celebratory activities to be able to recognize this professional tradition. It's so important, and I like to share at pinning ceremonies, especially for our recent graduates, how significant it is, because there are very few professions outside of healthcare that pause to allow time for those who are already professionals in that sector to demonstrate their congratulations to those who are coming into that sector. So pinning is significant because it is really the initial welcome by those who are already in the field that says, congratulations, you've made it. And not only have we perhaps served you as your faculty, as your clinical facilitators, but now we look forward to working with you on the floor as peers. So if you would just take a moment and appreciate the other nurses and professionals that are here who come to welcome you into the academy of those who are candidates to become nurses and fellow practitioners in the field. It's absolutely significant. So today, that's what we do. And tomorrow at commencement, early in the morning, Saturday morning, don't have too much fun tonight, we rise to celebrate your academic accomplishments and your achievement. And we do that in the most public way possible. We say back to the world by the conferral of your degree that you have indeed achieved, that you have indeed excelled. You have met the standards of excellence to be awarded the degree in your field. I want to take a moment to just point out the essence of who you are the people that have gathered here in order to be in this program. I do believe that for most of you, you probably began some portion of your preparation in the middle of the pandemic, whether it was your general education courses or it was your core courses in the program. So when the world perhaps was at its worst, was experiencing the kind of trauma that we have never seen before, you still chose the path to run into the fire. You chose the path of courage, of determination. And I want to commend you for staying with the field despite the adversity, because nurses are and will always be essential. You are the essence and the core of our healthcare practice in this country. I congratulate you as first-generation graduates, as individuals who come from diverse backgrounds, born in countries as far away as Cameroon and El Salvador and Guatemala, Jamaica, Kenya, Nigeria, and the Philippines. We salute you. We also salute the fact that despite what we see, we also see the unity, and despite what we experience in our country, in your profession, we see the unity of vision, of mission, and commitment. We see deeply in your chosen career that you believe in the care, the health, and the well-being of humanity, that you believe in this calling to be healers in your own way. And we are grateful to you for making those choices. Healthcare remains critical. The work is not easy, and I know that you all have already experienced that. The hours will be long. Your feet will hurt. Your back will hurt. Your mind will become cramped. The work environment can be taxing, but the need is tremendous. And once again, you choose to go into the fire. We are grateful to you. You have the knowledge and you have the skills. You have something that no one can take away from you. And you have something that will always be needed. I hope you know how great and how significant that is. This is a job that requires dedication and commitment. It requires the essence of caring. It is a desire to make a difference at every level that you will encounter people in the setting where you will work. And it is a commitment to do so with the highest degree of integrity at every stage, working directly with patients, indirectly with other healthcare professionals, indirectly with the community, whatever the circumstance and the setting that you may find yourself in. It is a commitment to an ethic of care and to a measure of healing and wholeness that is embodied in your profession. As a profession, nursing certainly has changed over the years. I hear sometimes the healthcare professionals talk about how little time they have in the present compared to the past for their bedside type of practices. But I challenge you to find ways, and even the expectations of the setting that you'll serve, to make sure that you're still able to deeply engage in the most meaningful and traditional bedside practice. Take the time to listen to your patient, to hear their stories, even when you really need to get to the next person. That in and of itself will demonstrate this ethic of healing and care that sometimes will be the very thing that makes a difference. You also will be a part of the generation that will see yet another accelerated change in healthcare. The settings and the places where you work, the things that you will do, I imagine we can't even conceive at this time. But I hope that you will remain inspired in your work. You will remain committed to your own personal growth and development. Because just as we've seen in even your lifetimes how disease has become more pervasive, that means the need for greater and more acute care will also be more prominent. May you be inspired today by your speaker, your keynote speaker, Sharday Farrell, a proud graduate of Prince George's Community College's School of Nursing. Fantastic. We so look forward to hearing her story. The growing demand for healthcare and underserved communities is also expanding the roles for nursing and the need for nurses to pursue advanced degrees. So I hope that as you sit today and you pause to exhale and to celebrate, that somewhere not too far on the horizon, you also have set in your sights the pursuit of an advanced degree. There are no limits to where your career can take you. Leah Hunt, an English poet, once said, "The groundwork of happiness is health." His contemporary Scottish philosopher Thomas Carlyle said, "He who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything." You are joining a profession that makes a difference because it helps to facilitate both our health and our perpetual hope. And you will be able to do so every single day. Congratulations on each of you for becoming a nurse. We are so looking forward to you also passing that NCLEX exam. I just had to throw that in there. I know somebody else is going to talk about it, so I'm just going to seed it now. They'll water it and we'll keep talking about that and keep talking about that and keep talking about that. We appreciate all of your contributions. We appreciate knowing that you really are going to make the quality of life in our communities so much better. We appreciate that you have this sense of calling to the well-being of humanity. We are so very proud of your accomplishments at Prince George's Community College, and we are confident and want you to be confident that you are well prepared. You are well prepared. Your penning this evening is just the beginning. The sky is the limit. You have a rewarding profession ahead of you, a bright future. Endeavor to enjoy it every day. Although every day will not be easy, endeavor to take the good from it every single day by giving it your all. Congratulations to each of you. Look forward to seeing you hopefully tomorrow as you cross the stage. Thank you so very much. Things look real easy, don't you? All right. Thank you, Dr. Williams. Now, she gave you one key thing. You're well prepared. It is all about belief for the next step to pass this NCLEX on the first try, get that registered nurse number with that license, and go make a whole lot of money and save lives.
Oh, I heard somebody on here. Now help me welcome help me welcome trustee Tamika Bombray of Prince George's Community College, the member of the college, a board of trustees.
Good afternoon. I am trustee Tamika Bumbry, and I'm pleased to bring greetings on behalf of the Prince George's Community College Board of Trustees. Our board chair, Mr. Sidney Gibson, could not be here this afternoon, and he sends his regrets along with best wishes to each of you for a long and rewarding career. Nursing has a special place in his heart. Mr. Gibson's mother was a nurse, so he knows how hard nurses work. He also understands what it takes to provide patients with comfort, compassion, and care as they strive to heal bodies and spirits. This nursing pinning ceremony was one of his favorite events at Prince George's Community College. As board members, Trustee Debbie Franklin, who's right here, please stand. And I congratulate you on achieving your goals. Nursing is a noble profession, and you have chosen wisely. You will make a difference in countless lives during your career, and that will mean a lot to you and to those you touch. Of course, pursuing a career like nursing takes an amount of courage. It is one of those professions deemed essential, as the pandemic demonstrated not long ago. It isn't easy for anyone who requires sleep. I know you know that. Food, there's no time off, and reasonable working conditions in times of crisis. You are always needed, and that is important. We want you to know the Board of Trustees is proud that you have chosen a healthcare career. There's a tremendous demand in the community for healthcare professionals, and we thank you for heeding the call. With your newfound knowledge, skills, and passion for helping others, I encourage you to continue learning and growing to advance your career, fulfill your dreams, and live your best life. Like Mr. Gibson, the poet Maya Angelou also had a mother who was a nurse. And she once said, a nurse, we have the opportunity to heal the mind, soul, heart, and body of our patients. They may forget your name, but they will never forget how you made them feel. She knows exactly what I just said. Congratulations on your graduation and your pinning ceremony. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for the words of wisdom and advice. Now, please help me welcome Dean Angela Anderson, Dean of Health, Wellness, and Hospitality.
Woo. Thank you, Professor Haynes. You guys have given me so much ammunition. I thank you. Oh, man, I just can't wait. So good afternoon to the spring 2023 nursing graduates. It's wonderful to be here with you in this grand theater and with your invited guests who are joining us virtually. I want to extend my personal thanks to our wonderful crew in the CPA who was able to reschedule this after the unfortunate incident on Wednesday. I will tell you, I was with Mrs. Kwewogi and Dr. Wilson and Professor Tedesse and Dr. Eschega in the conference room when the owl alert started coming out, right? And so the first one came out and I said, oh no, we could be in real trouble here. And I don't remember which one of them said it, but they were like, oh my God, we got to get out of the building. We may explode. And I said, I was thinking more along the lines of we might have to cancel the pinning ceremony. And within 2 minutes, I got the phone call from the provost and we had to evacuate the campus. So I would also like to extend my congratulations on behalf of Dr. Raley. He was unable to be here this afternoon due to other obligations, but I do know he would want me to tell you how extremely proud he is of all of you and wish you continued success on your journey. So if you're gonna participate in commencement tomorrow, and I hope you do, he will extend his wishes to you in mass at that time. So my remarks are going to be relatively short because there's not a whole lot to say after Angie's wonderful remarks and Dr. Williams and Mrs. Bunbury. So when you started this journey, we told you it wouldn't be easy, but I don't think any of us had realized how challenging it might be, given that most of you started in the middle of the pandemic. And I think the reference there was the Zoom orientation, because we had to pivot from the scheduled in-person orientation because of something that happened on campus, and I can't even remember what. So, but you did it. Right? You met the challenges because you know that if you're going to be a nurse, you have to be able to adapt quickly. And you guys did. You know, there were many nights when my phone would ring at 10 o'clock and it was Mrs. Quaywogi. And I'm like, uh-oh, here we go again, pivoting off campus because of an exposure or something else. So congratulations on that, because that was really a challenge. So I want to extend my thanks to everybody who supported you on your journey, because we know you couldn't get here alone, right? The parents, the spouses, significant others, children's friends, and anyone else who had to listen to you stress out about dosage calculation exams, right? Worry about skills lab verifications, pray about finals. And complain about the faculty who pushed you sometimes further than you thought you could possibly go. They don't look so like mean and ugly, do they? All right. But I hope you have come to realize that the pushing, assignments, and killer tests were not because they didn't care, but because they wanted you to not just be successful, they wanted you to excel. So to that extent, I want to extend my appreciation to the nursing faculty, because each and every one of them goes out of their way to ensure the success of the nursing students and the program's excellence. And I also want to extend my thanks to two individuals who you probably met well before you got that admissions letter, and that's our advisors, Miss Nicole Stubbs, who's over there in the and Ms. Tamika McKelvin, who I don't, is she, she's over there in Stabler. And our Associate Dean, Miss Denise Ware, who's up there with her. Excuse me, Denise Ware Jackson. Sorry. So you've worked hard to get to this point, but there's one more hurdle, and that is NCLEX. But I know you're going to do well, because we've given you all the tools you could possibly need. So I'm going to ask your friends, your family, anybody else who's with you to bear with us for another couple weeks, because we want them to pass that board exam and get a job, right? So I will give you permission to celebrate for a couple days and then get back to the book. Okay, so congratulations. Best wishes on NCLEX and your future endeavors, and I hope to see you tomorrow at the Showplace Arena. Thank you.
Now, please help me welcome Professor Vivian Kawogi, Department Chair of the Nursing Program, to provide us with brief remarks and introduction of the faculty.
Yeah. Celebrate you. Good evening, everyone. This is such a joyous occasion. For me, it always reminds me of when I was sitting right there, except it wasn't in this hall, but it was in that same situation. To the members of the Prince George's Community College Board of Trustees, Dr. Williams, Dean Anderson, on her way back. Our guests, faculty, staff, family, friends, and our awesome class of spring 2023. Welcome. My name is Vivian Kwibogi, and I'm the chair of the nursing department. And it's a great pleasure for me and a great pleasure and pride for me to welcome you to this celebration of our graduates. For those who are not aware, May is Nurses Month. And May 6th is the birthday of, that's right, the mother of modern nursing, Florence Nightingale, 200 plus years ago. As scholarly as I try to model for my students, staying in touch with the literature and what's important, right? So on the ANA website, here's what it says. The ANA selected the evergreen theme, Nurses Make a Difference, to honor the very roles that nurses and their positive impact on the lives of all people. Nurses make a difference as trusted advocates who ensure individuals, families, and populations receive quality care and services. Nurses make a difference by influencing and shaping health policy, decisions that ensure all Americans have access to high quality, affordable health care. Nurses may be the sole provider in certain geographical areas in this country. That used to be true of the world in the developing countries. But in rural communities here, we're finding that nurses are the sole providers for people needing care. So the demand is high. Our reach is far. The competence and quality of the nurse determines the patient outcome. And you guys have been taught that. Angie, I hope your husband's in here. He's right. How much does that baby weigh? What's that blood pressure? What does it mean? What is it telling you? Yeah. So nurses make up the majority of the world's healthcare workforce. I don't know if you knew that. We're 4 million strong in the US. And I often would say we're growing. COVID had put a little dent in that, but we're striving to see you guys go, be the pebble in the pond, spread the ripples, bring the people in. Word of mouth, tell them about a rigorous program, right? But also tell them about the joy at the end. Don't forget that. So into this current challenging nursing practice environment, we've prepared you to go. And we anticipate that you will care with compassion and empathy, integrity, and caring for any patient, regardless of race, creed, political affiliation, everything else. They're your patients first, right? So just allow me a minute to just share my testimonial with you, because one of the things I like people to know when I'm sitting in my office and a student, the advisor, someone calls me, there's a person out here who's inquiring about the nursing program. I see myself in that student. I see myself as a student who entered a program some 40 plus years ago. I became a registered nurse 40 years ago, little over that. In my home country of Liberia, West Africa. However, for the last 37 of those years, I've practiced in this country. Had the joy of seeing the length and breadth of global healthcare. I actually have a good picture of where you're headed, and so do the faculty. So when we're pushing, we know why we're pushing. Once you get out there and be confident on that first day. And not know it all, but you got it. So in my life, I had no plans. I didn't see myself standing here today at Prince George's Community College. As with most immigrants, leaving your home country is the hardest decision you make. And I think it's important that people know that, because it is a privilege that most people in this country may never experience. So by choice, you travel. You don't leave because you have to. So I was a young nurse and I decided I wanted to teach nursing. And I was privileged to get a scholarship to come to the Catholic University in Washington, DC. Woo-hoo. And I did it. And I returned home and I was teaching nursing. I was living my life. I had no thoughts ever leaving. But my country had a civil war. And so this was my plan for my life, by my creator, to be here for times such as these. I see myself in each one of the students that walk in, because you come with a dream, you come with hopes, you come with aspirations, you come with a life, and not a blank sheet of paper that we're going to write on, right? So take that with you as you go. You are all accomplished. You're a very diverse class. I learned that for leadership, right? Yeah, very diverse class. Some of you are already enrolled in the BSN program, will soon be done. Most of you have jobs, if not all. If you don't have a job, that's a choice, right? People are waiting, but it's an open field for you. I will definitely venture to say that you have really worked hard and you have met the program rigorous requirements for the associate degree in nursing. Nursing is one of the few professions in which you can get all of the degrees in the world and never practice. And why is that? Why is that? Why is that? Don't say it. The NCLEX. It's the licensure examination for which you have been appropriately prepared. And I feel comfortable that you will do well. I also know that we know that the NCLEX itself had changed this year in April. And anyone who went to college over the last how many years, if you were, I wish I had brought some of the questions to play. You wouldn't imagine what our graduates are being asked to do on that exam. What we're trying to do is get the graduate nurse to think as a nurse and see the patient in everything they do. So the best way to do that is to put the patient on the test. So they have the patient's chart, they have lab values, they have medications, and they're asked, look at all this data, make a decision and pick the right answer. Most people take an exam as multiple choice, 3 options, 4 options, maybe write an essay, 2 or 3 sentences. No. So these nurses are the first class that will be taking that new exam. Keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Feed them well, love them, right? We've given them what we know is going to be helpful to them. And that includes I just want to do a quick shout out to our Prince George's Community College Foundation because they've been so supportive of our student in the program that we were able to purchase for our students an additional software package to help them prepare for the new NCLEX. Nurse Chief, guys. So that means when you get your RN paychecks and you're looking for somewhere to donate, you might think about the foundation. Pay it forward. Remember, in your practice, you may be the first person a baby sees at birth. Because mom's probably crying, dad's happy, as the nurse, come, here's your baby. Hold the baby. And you might be the last person a patient sees at the end of their life. So within that continuum, remember to practice your profession with the highest integrity. Remember effective communication. Told you we're a very diverse group. So sometimes I say something and you might not understand it. But what would you do if you didn't understand me? Clarify. Because the patient's lives depends on that. We, the faculty, we're so proud of you and we're trusting you. We're passing on the torch of professional nursing care to you. Carry it forward. Light the pathway for future nurses to come into the profession. Keep it glowing. Go the distance. Just like to share my favorite line. I don't know who else in this room loves the sound of music, but I do. I watch it faithfully as many times as I can. But here's one of my favorite lines from one of the songs in there. Climb every mountain. Forge every stream. Follow every rainbow till you find your dream. So what that means for me, to you, go get it. Get that BSN. Of course, get that NCLEX. Then get that BSN. Get that MSN. Get that Doctor of Nursing Practice. That's right. There we go. And get that PhD. So you can put your break in the literature, the nursing literature, we have little holes. We need to fill those holes. So we need nurse research. As I thought about this, the spring 2023 class, the staff, the department, we wish you much success and we're cheering you on. We want you to know that. Stay safe and be well. Now, I'd like to speak for a few minutes to the family, friends, and loved ones of our graduates. Just few quick things. I mentioned earlier, they have that huge exam ahead of them. It's really not huge because they're prepared. And if I may share, I have the data to show. So I'm not just saying it. We had 34 graduates in December. 30 of our 34 graduates passed that exam on the first attempt. So, still looking for the other 4, but because I want everybody home. So we know what we're talking when we say we've prepared you well. And sometimes it's hard to see it because everything's starting to finally click. You're getting a little confused. So family, when you see them look a little confused or concerned, remind them they've been well prepared. They have the resources. They need to use the resources. Before I stepped up here, I got an email back from Maryland Board of Nursing. I showed it to Ms. Jenna so she can be my witness. We received a list of graduates and we are processing them for their authorization to test. So check your email often. Check your email often over the rest of the week. DC will be coming. Yes, DC will be coming. It was sent off to DC. Maryland has an automatic links thing. So But check your emails often. And please schedule your test as soon as you can. Remember, you are among several graduates from nursing programs vying for testing sites. So the sooner you schedule your tests, the better you are for getting the site that you want, the time you want, the day you want, okay? And to the families, my next ask is, when they look like they're getting a little scared and they're trying to change that date, because that happens. Oh, I'm not ready. I need to study one more week. I think I need one more day. Remind them to reach out to us. That's when you need to talk to us. Let us help you through that. It's very natural to feel anxious as your day approaches. But you just need someone to remind you of what you know. Okay? So I'd like to thank you for all of the help you've given our graduates along the way. Now, to our division, I think I heard Dean Anderson call out some of the folks, but I would be doing big disservice if I didn't shout out our advisors. Ms. Nicole Stubbs. Oh, there you are, Nicole. Ms. Tamika McKelvin. You guys see them before you see us. And I have to tell you something. The students have assigned nursing advisors when they get into the program. They still go to Nicole and Tamika. And Nicole comes to me and she said, they're still coming to me. I say, yeah, they're coming home. They know you, they're comfortable with you. Well, they'll be fine. So thank you so much for all you do to help support the program. Our office staff, our office associates, and our office manager and the executive associate for the dean, all intricate parts of this. I come from a culture where we say it takes a village. Our village here at PGCC is large and strong, and you feel it. And so I'd like to thank everyone that helped us get our students across the finish line. Now, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce our faculty I didn't even see that picture. Who's that? Miss Kayon Campbell. Miss Antonia Chuga. Miss Latasha Kusar. Miss Whitney. Miss Jennifer Matthews. Miss Pamela Marcus. Dr. Charmaine McKee. Miss Teresa Obi. Dr. Adienke Okonkwo. Dr. Amanda Sega. Miss Diane. Miss Dr. Denise Swan. Miss Bessie. Miss Lauren Taylor. Miss Jenna Underwood. Dr. Kimberly. And I'd like to add that you see how many full-time faculty, these are full-time faculty that were just listed. This is a large program. We have an enrollment of over 200 students. So we couldn't do this without our adjunct faculty, and they're listed on the next couple of slides. And now, the faculty is up here for a special reason. That's a secret. We're up here to celebrate one of our very own. Miss Pamela Marcus. Come on, shift on. 50 years of service to the profession and practice. No crying, no crying now. No crying. So let me tell you that, Pam is the faculty advisor to the pinning committee. So everything you see this evening, Pam worked with the students to plan this evening. So she was originally from Binghamton, New York. Attended college at Russell Sage College in Troy, New York, and graduated with her Bachelor of Science in Nursing from Deweyville College in Buffalo, New York. I practiced that. She obtained her master's from the University of Maryland, Baltimore. When Pam was recently asked, she is featured on the college website. You didn't know that. When she was asked what inspired her to embark on career in healthcare as a nurse, she responded, I love this part of her right up. I always wanted to be a nurse, as long as I can remember. I worked as a volunteer candy striper when I was 13 to 16 years old, and worked as a nurse's aide, currently called a CNA, from age 16 until she became an LPN at age 20. She became a registered nurse in 1973. Total over 50 years of history of serving patients, families, and later educating nurses and mentoring nursing faculty and colleagues. Pam is, and for as long as I've known her, the owner of a psychiatric mental health practice, and sometimes I call her for private counseling. Pam, the nursing faculty, and on behalf of the graduating class, would like to congratulate you and thank you for 50 years of service. And if I may have that, just for a minute. I'll help you. Thank you. I gotta read it. She said she loves clocks. We gave her the clock so she can remember the time. That's it. It's a clock. And it says 2023, presented to Pamela E. Marcus in recognition of 50 years of contribution to nursing education and practice. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you so much. Oh, that's gorgeous. Thank you, everyone. And I'm gonna have Pam say just two words.
I just wanted to say more than two words, but not too long. I wanted to say thank you to all of you. And I also want to say to you that I hope that I've inspired you to be the best nurse you know how. And you all know me, because I teach everybody psychiatric mental health nursing. And you know that in my gut, the bottom line is good caring. And that's what you did for me just now. And so thank you very much. And may I pass on to you to be the most caring nurse. I don't care how hard it is that day, how many staff you don't have, how many paperwork you got to do, doctor yelled at you or whatever. Bottom line is you care, and you care about that patient, care about that family, and you persevere and you breathe, right? Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
They got a real good. They got a real good. Hey. At this time, I would like to invite the one that started this whole name calling called Sergeant Haynes. Who started it? Oh, sorry, I take it back there. All right, let me start over. At this time, I would like to invite graduating nurse Laura Stevens to introduce our keynote speaker for this evening.
Good afternoon, guys. As she said, my name is Laura Stevens, and I have the distinct honor of introducing our guest speaker today, Mrs. Sharday Farrell. Mrs. Farrell is the Nurse Residency Coordinator for MedStar Southern Maryland Hospital Center. Mrs. Farrell provides support and education to assist the new nursing graduate to transition into the role of a registered nurse. The residency program uses evidence-based practice projects to transition from a graduate nurse to a practicing professional nurse. She collaborates with the Nursing Leadership and Human Resources Department to develop and retain new nurse graduates. Mrs. Farrell also focuses on preceptor development and coordinates the student nurse extern and student nurse assistant program. Mrs. Farrell is currently a nursing professor at Chamberlain University, where she supports student clinical development through simulation, virtual workshops, and one-to-one tutoring and open skills lab. Mrs. Farrell teaches several online RN to BSN courses as an adjunct professor at Washington Adventist University. Mrs. Farrell is a proud graduate of Prince George's Community College School of Nursing. She received a baccalaureate degree in nursing and a master's of science in nursing education at Washington Adventist University. She is currently enrolled in a doctorate of nursing practice program for nursing education and leadership at Chamberlain University. Introducing to some and presenting to others, Mrs. Sharday.
Thank you so much. Oh my God. I am beyond excited because I too sat where you guys were, and I did not give myself a mindfulness moment when I was sitting there, but now looking outward and I am still so proud of you guys. I know your journey. I know you guys have mentioned it, a great speaker on your journey. I'm amongst professors that were here when I was here, and I'm still like, they still look the same. I don't, but they do. I was like, great. Okay, so yes, my name is Sharday Farrell. I want to congratulate you guys because I know it's not an easy journey. So definitely I want to say congratulations on making it thus far. You should be very proud of yourself on completing nursing school and now entering into your nursing profession. So I definitely want to clap and say congratulations. Start off with that. Be excited to start your first position wherever that may be. A little bit about myself. I am a Prince George's County resident my whole life. I have lived here 20 years ago, believe it or not. I graduated from Parkdale High School. I don't know if any of you guys went there, but I was like, whoa, 20 years now, great. After I graduated, I was the first in my family to go to college. So I was accepted at a local university. I'm not going to say which university, but being a first-time college attendant in my family, I had to find my own journey of how to navigate college. But I found my way here at Prince George's Community College, and this is where I called home. Because where I was before, I did not feel that I had the support that I needed. But when I came here, I did. And I know in high school, a lot of people would say, oh, that's just, what is it? The 13th grade. Yeah, they still say that. Yeah. So I'm like, no, but when I went here, my eyes were open to some great professors in my prereqs. I was so amazed how much I learned from them and how professional my chemistry teacher, my A&P teacher, I said, hold on, wait a minute. I'm so confused. A university is not giving me all of this great experience that I spent 2 years there, but Prince George's County Community College welcomed me, and I was a part of the 2009 spring graduate class. So I'm happy to be amongst you guys 14 years later. Now getting in to the nursing program. So let's start back, because I know that you mentioned in the program, but the journey to get into the actual program was really hard for me. So I waited after taking the entrance course, and I waited and waited, and I received the decline letter that said I didn't get in. So I was like, oh, okay, well, let me go ahead and look. I didn't have a backup plan. I said, let me look at another school that's local. And the great advisors, I don't know if they're still here. They probably weren't there when I started here, but someone called me literally the week before the classes started and said, hey, we have a position that opened up for the nursing program. We need you to literally come to campus and register today. So I left my job. I was a bagel shop manager then. I was cooking bagels. I left and I came up here to enroll, and it was the best thing I ever did. Another challenge in nursing school once I was in is that I failed PED. Now, Professor Kawogi was not my professor then. It was her counterpart. I wanted Professor Kawogi really, really bad. It was her counterpart. And I remember my final, I needed to receive 3 points to pass the course, just to get a C. And when that final grade came out, just to get us, yeah, that was passing then. I know. I'm part of I know. So we're talking about way back in the day. So I was so disappointed, and I thought I had to wait for a whole year to get enrolled. So the summer came and I said, okay, well, I'm just going to enjoy my time off and wait. Well, then there was a professor named Dover. She called me the week before school started again. She said, I am on the beach and someone has decided to not do double courses. So you have an opportunity to take their slot and PED. And I said, I will be up there again right away to register for pediatric. I went back, I had to go to the same clinical site. I had a different cohort with me then, but I discovered how to study the second go round, what I needed to do to put in the effort to pass the course. And then I made sure all of my classmates went along with me. So to hear someone else say that there's a teacher amongst us, my professor told me the same thing. You failed, but you came back and you took everyone with you. You helped people to understand how to study and what it took to get through this course. And you're going to be a teacher one day. And I'm like, I just want to be a nurse. I don't even want to be a teacher. Well, look at me. So we may have a few things in common. I truly understand. I may have some additional first-time graduates in the audience as well, college graduates. I may have some spouses. I may have some parents that are also here. I already know that a few of you guys are already looking to make money, because it seems like every time a group of graduates complete nursing school, it seems like the rate is higher than the previous group. I don't know what's going on. I don't control that. So that's why when we say that, like, you're looking for a job that you're going to invest, your time in, but you're going to also get the return in your investment. You decided to dedicate a lot of your hours to studying, attending classes, all of those family outings that you were invited to. You may have had to say no. Yeah, I know. A few disappointing moments in clinicals. You experienced the world of nursing. The patients, they're very unique, I know, as well as their diseases. They're very unique as well. You may have had the opportunity to actually find someone to mentor you throughout your nursing school itself, but you discovered also that some nurses may not be as friendly as you wanted them to be, and that's okay. But you discovered the world of nursing. But now that you have decided to join the nursing career, you've experienced that, and you can take it, all the resilience that you have had in nursing school, and thrive in being a professional nurse. So everything that you went through, every opportunity that you had to learn from, you will take that with you in your nursing profession. So what to expect? So I'll give you a little bit of what, I'm a storyteller as well, what to expect, okay? So my first career as a nurse was in my actual institution where I was a patient care tech as a CNA. And I still remember my first day of not realizing how much documentation is required to be a nurse. It was a lot of documentation. And then I could not quite understand what the doctors were writing or saying to me. Back then they had paper chart and paper Mars, and you're like, what? Yeah, it was not too long ago. I had to learn how to speak and understand a different language, and that language was healthcare. After some time, I got the hang of things. I knew I had to come into work at a certain time, listen to someone else tell me what the patient was looking like during their shift, and then realize that the report was nothing like what the patient actually looked like when I went into the room. So I'm very proud of our innovation that we have, that's called bedside nursing, because before it was a surprise. So you're going to start your day off with assessments, morning medications, and just hope that no one calls or codes while you're getting your morning routine down. And that's the honest truth. But of course, there's always a surprise thrown at you. The assignment has changed because someone did not show up. or we must send you to another unit because someone did not show up to that unit. Eventually, the first 2 hours is like a road trip with many different pathways. Your GPS keeps rerouting you, but eventually by lunchtime, it's smooth sailing. Eventually, I discovered a different world of nursing called case management. It was very interesting. I would see these nurses come up on the unit every shift, talk to the patients for about 5 minutes. Then they would leave. Every once in a while, they would call me and say, hey, has the test been done or an order has been complete? Let me know. And they would also let me know if the patient was going home or not, or if they had to go to rehab. So I was like, okay, I want to explore this a little bit more. So I decided to transfer to the nursing case management department, which I really love because I felt like my mind was used more than my physical body of having to work for 12 hours. I had a little bit more autonomy, and I worked closer with the physicians, and that gave me the sense that I was more like their colleague. I had explained to the insurance companies why patients had to stay in the hospital, give them the medical expertise from the physicians, but I really discovered that the physicians are just like us. It's the back scheme of things. Another thing with being a case manager, I discovered so many social determinants that our patients have in Prince George's County. And I found myself having to teach them multiple things to keep them out of the hospital. I had to teach them how to care for their loved ones in the home versus having to keep bringing them back to the hospital. And that's where I found my love for teaching. After having to teach multiple family members, patients, how to manage their care, I said, you know what? I think this teaching thing may actually be something I need to venture in a little bit more. So I entered into the world of nurse professional development, and I've had the honor over the last few years of being able to transition new to practice nurses like yourself into practice. Now, you may wonder, why would I need someone like a nurse residency coordinator to help me in my journey into the nursing profession? Well, there are a lot of social issues that occur in healthcare that you may not have seen while you were in clinicals. So after that first month of being a new nurse, you may have some challenges that you will need someone to mentor you through. And that's what your nurse residency coordinator is for. A lot of nurses have made it this far, but there's a new journey that's ahead of you your first year of being a professional nurse. And believe it or not, a lot of people turn away from it because of the social things that they don't want to manage or have the challenges. So back to what you now have agreed to be a part of, the new healthcare world. You're learning a new language. You're agreeing to be a part of the best time in a person's life, as well as the worst time in a person's life. Nursing school, like I said, has prepared you for all of that. You're stronger than you think. The time management skills you develop in nursing school will guide you in your patient care delivery. Be innovative. This career has many pathways that you can adventure. Now here are a few flowers I want to give you. I'm wrapping it up now. Never expect less than, or never accept less than. Let me say that. You know who you are and what you have to offer, okay? So do not feel as though you have to take the first job offer if your mission and vision does not align with the mission and vision of that organization. Because if you do, you will be challenged with your personal morals versus what you're being asked to. Please note, money is not everything. Your belief, your ethics, your morals, they will be tested as a nurse. There will be a day where you are going to say, it is not worth the money, it's not worth it. But then you have to remember why. Why did you decide to become a nurse? Why did you decide to be a part of patient-centered care and to save lives, or whatever that may be? Remember to pull back onto that why when those days are that you will feel challenged. Don't feel pressured to take the graduate nurse position before taking your boards. Now, I know I may have said that to a few of you seniors before. If you're not able to work full-time and have to study for the new next gen, just wait. There's always a job waiting for you. Now, I'm not going to say where, but there is. At your local hospital or any clinic, there's always a residency program that's waiting for you. They will be requiring of you to work full-time while you are studying for your boards. And if you know yourself, don't do that. Just wait. It's okay. Don't take everything personal. For my young graduate nurses, you will be asked multiple times, are you old enough to work here? I remember that. You will simply reply, yes, yes, I am. And then show them how great and intelligent of a nurse you are. For my seasoned nurses who is entering into the nursing profession as a second career, some young patients will test your patience. Remain professional at all times. And remember to pack your patients whenever you have to go into those special rooms. And remember, they have to stay there while you get to leave and go home to your family. Find an outlet. If you love to take vacations, plan them in advance. That's the secret. I heard someone say there's no PTO. It's some PTO. Look at your new hire documentation. Let them know in advance. And then, like I said, if that's your outlet, take it. If you like to take walks on your day off, enjoy them. And don't think about what happened at work the day before. Be kind to yourself. You will make mistakes. Be honest, speak up about it, and learn from it, okay? Take your breaks. I still remember hearing my professor say that. Take your breaks. I didn't quite understand that until I actually had to work those 12-hour shifts. Even now with my 8+ hour shifts, but sometimes it's still 12, right? You cannot take care of a patient if you don't take care of yourself. And that's the honest truth. And it's okay to say no when you're asked to pick up any additional shifts. It's okay to say no. I know it's challenging to want to come in and support your colleagues, but after some time, you have to put yourself first. Accept the transformation. You are becoming a nurse. This is a transformative process that will grow and bloom you, just like Patricia Benner has research. You will transfer through different stages from advanced beginner to competent to expert. This concept is true in every new specialty of nursing you venture. It starts all over again. Be the expert. Dedicate time to gain more knowledge on your specialty, whether it's med surg, psych, or if you just choose to deliver babies at night. Own it. Explore to the highest standards, test your knowledge, and be certified in it. Go back to school. I think I heard someone already say that because they always tell you that. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to go back to school, but you will. The associate degree program provides you with the best foundation for your nursing profession, but there will be another day where you are going to look around and say, there has to be a change. And how will we do? We have to do something different around here. And then you're going to advance your degree and you will be a part of that change. And when you do, you will break through those glass ceilings with those advanced degrees. Don't let no one say you don't have the skills to do what your heart wants, and your resilience and experience will guide you. Please invest in your mental health and wellness. As nurses, we see and experience just as much trauma as our servicemen and women. We have our own PTSDs. Find a spiritual counselor or a therapist that you can reach out to every once in a while. And please believe the suicide rate amongst healthcare members is evidence that we must take care of our mental health. And I want to end with this. You have a voice. There are national organizations who are fighting every day to ensure that the voices of the nurses that are working daily with not enough staff or minimum supplies, or who are being abused by their patients, please remember to speak up. We have rights. You have rights that I did not have before. Please remember to look into those and always give back to your profession. Be a mentor, be a preceptor when they ask you. And yes, they may ask you before your first year's up. And one day when you're asked to come back to your alma mater to speak to the graduate class, that is the clear evidence that you have served your profession and experienced the return in your investment. So I want to say thank you, and I'm honored to be able to come back and speak with you guys. And I look forward to seeing you in your profession and working with you elbow to elbow.
Thank you, Sade, for that inspirational address and reminding our graduate nurses they have a voice. Now it's time for that moment we all been waiting for. The pinning of our nursing graduates. Yeah, y'all waited, we made it. Professor Jenna Underwood will be reading the names of our graduates while Professor Charmaine McKee will pin the first row and Professor Malak Tedesi will pin the second row. So please help me welcome our professors.
All right, we ready? Oh, let me take this. First row. Come on up. Damalola Olafunki Adabangbe. Tashari Avery. Giselle E. Bonilla. Aliana Bradley. Tierra Butler. Kira Chavez. Emanuela Ecocha.
Jennifer Escobar Lopez. I'm so proud of. Kavita Fitzpatrick. Angie Gutierrez. Tarika Michelle Hooks. Rosemary Lariano. Nona Lowry. And now we're going to have Malak Tedessa in the next row. Solange Chantal Montu. Thank you. Oluwakorede Ruth Mustafa. You know you. Vivian Jambon. Ihunaya Precious Obasi. Yusra Omar. Daisy Oyo. Gotta come off the stage before somebody breaks the law. Javante Petty. Diana Marie Rapadas. Good job. Kadrina Jill Ross. Laura Stevens. Tiffany Trotter. Carmen Walters. Kara Wilson.
Uh-oh. Does it feel real? Congratulations on your pen. Y'all are crossing over, y'all crossing over. Shavante, no more crying, girl. No more crying. All right. We're getting there, y'all. We almost there. Y'all hang on just a little while longer. Please help me introduce the graduate nurse, Miss Sarika Hooks, for our student presentation. That's my mother, y'all. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tarika Hooks, and I have the pleasure of presenting a special video depicting our journey through the nursing program. Many of you have heard stories about the people we have shared this experience with. This evening, you will get the opportunity to see two videos put together by a very talented young lady who happens to only be 10 years old. I would like to ask for Miranda Viscara to please stand so we can acknowledge her and her hard work. Miranda, we thank you so much for this beautiful piece that you created for us. It is something that has captured our hearts. First, you will see a video entitled "A Piece of Us," Types of Nursing Students. This video contains the song "Calm Down" by Rema and Selena Gomez. Later in the program, you will see a video titled "Day in the Life of a Nursing Student." This video contains the song "Moment for Life" by Nicki Minaj. Without further ado, we introduce to you "A Piece of Us."
Baby, calm down, calm down. Yo, this your body, put in my heart for lockdown, for lockdown. Yo, you sweet life, fan down, fan down. If I tell you, say I love you, you know they for me, young girl. Oh, young girl, no, tell me, no, 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 no. Oh, 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 oh. Baby, come give me your love. Like, oh, 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 oh. Baby, come give me your love. I see this fine girl from my party, she well low. Every other girl they do too much, but this girl mellow. Now in my fine situation, I go use the tell I'm low. Finally, I find way to talk to the girl, but she ain't no follow. You can live for you know what I'm saying? I feel like bum bum. She dey give me small, small one. I know, say sister, people sit down one. She feeling insecure. The friends go they come and say chewing go on. When they come and say chewing go on.
Yeah, I know I'm trying to be what you do now. If my hips make you cry, I'm moving around you. Go on, let's do it twice. I try to keep me down. Taste for nothing. Baby, show me you can calm down, calm down. Dance with me and take the lead now, lead now. Got you so high that you can't come down, come down. Don't you ask me how you're done. It's you, I can't see no. Baby, give me
Say this my house, I say make her rest more, make her rest more. As me I wake up, she did my mind go, yeah, one day two, one of the people, so me I go long to make me link go.
I can't know your heart now. I usually say it, and I love again. Wanna give you it all, but can't myself I stay. And that's the risk you take.
Baby, calm down, calm down. Yo, this your body, you put in my heart for lockdown, for lockdown, for lockdown. Yo, you sweet life, fan down, fan down. If I tell you, say I love you, no day for me, young girl. Oh, young girl. No, tell me, no, 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 no.
Miranda, that was awesome. I'm telling you, Miranda got a business going on. Y'all look forward to seeing her on NBC, ABC, and then all the new film fests. I see you, girl. Where Miranda at? Girl, that was beautiful. Now let me take a moment to celebrate them again. Let's just celebrate them one more time. This is a lot. Y'all went through a lot. They just got a little insight to going on. Now we have a small little special presentation, just talking a little bit about one of our scholarships that we have here called the Barbara Ng Scholarship or the Barbara Ng Award. And so this was founded here with the class of 2022, and it was one of our professors that retired, Professor Emeritus, and through her professional education, this was created to help a nursing student out. So we do have a QR code, and this is funded through by gifts and donations. So if you would like to contribute to help a nursing student continue on the journey, with your help, it would be greatly appreciated. And so this year, we would like to recognize and acknowledge our recipient for this year for 2023. And our recipient award goes to Ms. Radiatu Kamara. Okay, while she's coming around, we just want to thank you to all who donated to the scholarship fund. Girl, you got it, girl.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, it was a surprise. She didn't know. So let's give it up for her. Thank you. So we're just honored to present you with the Barbara Ng Legacy Nursing Scholarship presented by the class of 2022 to this for this semester. The recipients and the board of that committee was going to be here Wednesday night, but due to the unforeseen circumstances, they weren't able to make it and are working. So we're just going to present it on your behalf, on their behalf.
Oh my God.
Give it up again.
Congrats. Girl, I don't know what it is, girl. I don't know what it is.
Now, at the end of each lanyard that was placed or a pin that was placed, it's a symbol of your commitment and dedication to the art of nursing, to the Florence Nightingale. This is an honor and an icon. So now let me invite Professor Antonia Chunga so that we all can recite the nursing pledge, especially our new graduates.
Good evening, family, friends, and graduates. Congratulations on your achievement. And I want to personally say, go ahead and get that your BSN like our chair, Ms. Kowogi said, so you can come join me in the lab in teaching some labs and help me in the labs, right? So I'll see you in a year or so. Okay. So it is an honor. Now we have something in common. I'm a graduate of this program 2016. Professor Kowogi, Ms. Marcus, Dr. Wilson were all my professors. And I was determined to come back here to give back. So I'm waiting to see you guys come back and give back to the college. So in that respect, I would like to invite you guys to stand up, the graduates, and all the registered nurses, LPNs, RNs who are in the audience to stand and let's read our pledge. This is a pledge, just like you go to the court and they said, raise your right hand. I pledge that whatever I say in this court is true to the best of my knowledge. This is a pledge you take as a nurse to when you are taking care of your patients, right? So let's read this together. It's, I believe it's the second page on the program. Oh, it's on the screen. Okay, I'm going to read here because I can see that far. All right. Are you all ready? All right, let's go. In the full knowledge of the obligation I am undertaking, I promise to care for the sick with all the skill and understanding I possess, without regard to race, creed, color, politics, or social status, sparing no effort to conserve life, to alleviate suffering, and to promote health. I will respect at all times the dignity and religious beliefs of the patients under my care, holding in confidence all personal information entrusted to me, and refrain from any action which might endanger life or health. I will endeavor to keep my professional knowledge and skill at the highest level and to give loyal support and cooperation to all members of the health team. I will do my utmost to honor the International Code of Ethics applied to nursing and to uphold the integrity of the nurse. Congratulations again. Okay, you may all be seated.
Now we will get ready to have our closing remarks by graduate student nurse, Miss Carmen Walters.
Can you guys hear me? Good evening, everyone. Good evening, family and friends. My name is Carmen Walters, soon to be Carmen Walters RN. And I have the pleasure of giving some closing words to my fellow cohort. I first want to say, finally, we made it. While trying to write this, I was having some difficulty trying to find the words to describe this relationship we've been in for the past 2 years. While some of us will say it was traumatic and others will say it was good, I say it's a perfect mix of both. One thing they don't tell you about relationships is the breakup. Now, some of y'all are like, is she about to take us to therapy? No. I'm going to show y'all how resilience works. According to Essentials of Psychiatric Nursing, resilience is the capacity to withstand stress and catastrophe. It develops over time and is a culmination of multiple internal and external factors. Well, that sounds very familiar if I must say myself. But let's continue. Now with breakups, I'm sure plenty of us have been through them and they're not always the best feeling. But let's talk about the breakup process. I call this process DABDA. First on our list, we have the letter D. D is for denial. We're coming into our last semester. It can't be that bad, right? We can still make it to events and spend time with family. It's not a big deal. We've been doing this for the past 2 years. We are pros by now. Nothing that they throw at us can keep us down. Weekly schedule made, course calendar printed, with coffee in hand. We got this. Now we have A. A is for anger. With this anger, it's not toward each other, it's toward the eating too much or too little, to weight gain and weight loss, to being 1 point away from passing that last exam. Those sleepless nights of cramming, to spending more money on white scrubs and pens for a relationship that's about to end anyway. Then here comes B. B is for bargaining. The feeling of impending doom has crept upon us. As nursing students, time is never on our side. Every time we turn around, something else is due. So we do what any other nursing student would do. Advocate, of course. Asking for extension on templates, asking for more study sessions, saying to ourselves, if I at least get an 80 on exam 4, then I only need a 75 on the final and I'll pass. Then D. D is for depression. It sets in. All of the 2 years of hard work is on the line. The eating, even though I'm not hungry, comes around. Trying to calculate the last few points to boost the grade. Sleep seems like the last thing you can do. Asking, did I put deodorant on today? Realizing we're about to be real nurses and no faculty will be around to help us. Lastly, A. A is for acceptance. The funny thing about acceptance is that you must accept the entire relationship, not just a portion of it. Through this relationship, we've learned that strangers start to be family, even down to the people we questioned in the beginning, but then realize they aren't that bad. Advocating is the rule of thumb, becoming masters of calculations, being proficient at time management and procrastination, and never giving up despite feeling like it's the better thing to do. But the real takeaway is this. Through the 2 years of this strained relationship we've been in, nothing has stopped us from moving forward. Being wrong is okay because every day is a learning lesson. Taking that leap of faith can be one of the best things that we've ever done. But without doing so, we would have never known. And being thankful for all the ups and downs and being proud of ourselves for doing that thing that seemed impossible is what I call resilience. So, to my graduating class, it's time to heal from all the intrusive thoughts of what if. It's time to put to bed the sleepless nights of grief, cramming, and studying. Take a deep breath and see and appreciate the metamorphosis of your character. Be vulnerable with your achievement and the highs and lows that brought you through. As you walk into your new and improved relationship, known as your future, remember, you is kind, you is smart, you is important, and capable of anything you put your mind to. But always remember, you are resilient. I am proud of you all. Now let's make impact on some lives. Thank you.
You are kind, you are smart, and you are beautiful. Now we will have a student video called A Day in the Life of the Student Nurse Presentation.
Fly with the stars in the skies. I am no longer trying to survive. I believe that life is a prize. But to live doesn't mean you're alive. Don't worry about me and who I fire. I get what I desire. It's my empire. And yes, I call a shot. I am the umpire. I sprinkle holy water upon the vampire. In this very moment, I'm king. In this very moment, I slay Goliath with a sling. This very moment, I put it on everything. That I will retire with the ring. And I will retire with the crown. Yes, no, I'm not lucky, I'm blessed. Yes, clap for the heavyweight champ. Me, but I couldn't do it all alone. We, young money raised me, grew up out in Paisley, Southside Jamaica, Queens when it's crazy, cause I'm still hood, Hollywood couldn't change me. Shout out to my haters, sorry that you couldn't phase me. Ain't being cocky, we just vindicated. Best believe that when we done this moment, we'll be syndicated. I don't know, this night just remind me of everything they deprived me of. Put your drinks up. It's a celebration every time we link up. We done did everything they could think of. Greatness is what we want to bring up. That I can have this moment for life. But in this moment, I just feel so alive. Alive. Then I can have this moment for life. This is my moment, I just feel so alive.
What I tell them folks about to me, drop down to your knees. Your money, the mafia, that's where the love sees. I'm in the Dominican, Big Papi Ortiz, doing target practice, all these producers, same in the police. Shout out to the CEO, 500 degrees. Shout out to the OBO, Red Wings and Fatigues. So it wanna be friends, how coincidental. This supposed to be our year, we ain't get the memo. A young king, pay me a goal. 40 got a bunch of weed, he ain't even roll. These niggas be dropping songs, they ain't even cold. Weezy on top of that, they ain't even home yet. Yeah. Be very afraid. These other rappers getting bodied and carried away. Look at me and Nicki getting married today. And now you could that be hating to catch a bouquet. Ooh, yeah, you a star in my eyes. You and all them white girls, party of five. Are we drinking a little more? I can hardly decide. I can't believe we really made it. I'm probably surprised. I swear, this one for the books, man. I swear this is as fun as it looks, man. I'm really trying to make it more than what it is, because everybody dies, but not everybody lives.
In this moment, I just feel so alive. 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 Then I can have this moment for life. This is my moment, I just feel so alive. This is my moment. I waited all my life, I could tell.
Oh, we got tears. Miranda, thank you again, girl, for a beautiful slideshow again. Now, I hope you all have enjoyed this year's penning ceremony. As we prepare for the recessional, I heard you, I heard an amen, I got you, I'm gonna cash app you, I got you. As we prepare for the recessional of the nursing graduates, we ask that you keep the aisles clear, remain seated during this time. Please know that these future registered nurses will have challenging careers, yet a fulfilling one. As they take on such an awesome task, we are so very proud of you. Okay, nope. All the hard work you put in and the studies got you where you are today. I ain't gonna read the last paragraph because I'm not going there. I am very proud of you all. Stop. We had a conversation. We weren't going to do this. All right. Remember to devote time for yourself. Celebrate each milestone of your journey. You are making it happen. There'll be times when you struggle and you're scared. Keep pressing forward. Take a deep breath and you know you're made for this. Congratulations, class of 2023. Oh, 23.
My mama call, see you on TV, sunset done changed. Ever since we was on, I dreamed it all. Ever since I was young, they said I won't be nothing. Now you always say congratulations. Work so to vacation. They never had vacation. People hate such a lonely night. That was never friendly. Yeah. Now I'm jumping out of band. Yeah. And I know I sound dramatic. Yeah. But I know I had to have it. Yeah. For the money, I'm a savage. Yeah. I'm using like I have it. Yeah. I'm surrounded 20 bad. Yeah. They didn't know me last year. Yeah. Everyone wanna act like they important. But all that mean